This is now going to be Nimdom podcast number 8, and we're going to have no special guests this week, just regulars, so it's going to be a lot more casual and more fun. We're going to start from the left.
Hello, I am Ampz, and I know I always say I like Elise, but if I had to tell you my second favorite character, it's probably Noe, because while she is a good lolly dragon, she tries to stay cheerful by believing her parents are still alive and searching for them while they're brutally dead.
Oh god. Okay, yeah.
It's a yikes, dog.
Wow. All right then. Well, I'm Legion. You're normal Legion fanatic around here, and I guess if I had to choose a favorite character as of right now beyond Legion, it would either be Mur or Idun, specifically because Idun has been tormenting me so much for the past several weeks.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Za. I am the local shit poster and memer. Right now, so yeah, my favorite character right now, I guess, would be Agma. I built a meme Agma, and it's great. It's rest tank.
What? Za. You can't be serious.
Yes, I am serious.
No, you cut your... Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, everyone. Oops.
And who are you, Mr. All the way at the right?
I'm Nimias. I'm your host today, and I've been a free-to-play player forever, and you probably already know me, so let's skip over this. We're done introductions. What a pain.
Ooh.
Woo!
Okay, but the topic. Before we start on any topics, I just want to know how you guys are doing in your polls. How are you guys doing?
I guess I'll say mine first. So I have been prioritizing the spring banner.
What?
I saw that for Annika.
Oh, of all the banners.
Okay, you know, like that attack animation pose, it got me.
Yes, you're right.
But I actually have had no luck right there. I actually just reached 4.5% on that banner.
4.5?
Yeah, it's starting to get rough there.
Jesus. Okay.
But I'm so far in where I just can't stop. I have to finish it.
Yes.
But on the Mythic Banner, I did one free summon and got out, and I managed to get Halloween Akira. And good IVs at that. It was a plus attack minus defense, so my defense is a little rough, but if I just defense refine her, she'll be okay.
Wait, you shouldn't defense refiner though, but all right, cool, that's good.
So my pulls, I've been pulling. Well, I started off this month with the Idun banner. So on my free summon, I didn't get anything, and the tickets, I didn't get anything. So I went around at 3.5% with around 120 orbs.
Yeah.
I got 3 Iduns, over 1 Fia, 1 Lu, and 1 Su. And this is the first banner I've collected every unit, so that's pretty awesome in my opinion. That's
Wait,
just great.
first banner ever for you? Wow, that's a...
No. Collected all of them at 5-star base. Like, I've collected them all.
Yeah.
Oh, like the first time you like went through the circle and got everyone.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Actually.
Oh wait, the heck? That's
I've got them all on this one. On this one banner. I didn't even have to wait for the demo.
That's like surprising in both ways. Surprising like that's your first time, and surprising that you actually managed to do that.
Yeah, it's highly implausible.
They were all minus attack.
Oh,
That's
all I asked for you.
I've only managed to do that once on actually last year's spring banner. I got Alphonse, Sharina, Kagero, and Catra.
Oh.
All in the
I'm
same
actually
circle?
pulling for Catra. I'm at 3.5, so I think I'll get her soon.
I got them all on the same banner, but not on the same like pole.
Wait, so
Yeah,
wait, Za, did you get on the same circle or same pole?
Same pole.
Okay.
No, I'm not that lucky, okay?
Okay.
But in the beginning of the month, I was pulling for Alm because I really wanted another Dragon Slayer, and I want to collect all the lords because I'm trying to do that. So that'd be fun. So I got a Roderick. I had 30 orbs. I'm like, fuck it, let's go in, right? So I'm like, okay, got a 5-star Roderick. I'm like, whatever. It was like, what, 10 orbs in? Next summon, I get an Alm on the first red orb I pull. It felt amazing. That's kind of high of luck, feels great. I think that's why this is keeping me in this game. Please help me, guys.
Okay, great, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's actually surprising that for you guys it's so rare. I've cleared so many banners on the same session, but then I also don't have an issue saving orbs, so usually go in with a lot of orbs anyways.
And you also been
But-
pretty luck sack this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this year.
I think the real meta game is just like crapping on the game, then he gives you all the orbs. This is why Legion is unlucky. He loves to skate. You need to crap on the game. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
poor
Legion, are
Legion.
you there? Oh, poor Legion.
Oh jeez, Legion.
Oh, depression hit him so hard.
Legion's on technical difficulties, guys.
Okay, well Legion's dead. For me, my summonings, you know what? Just watch it on YouTube. It's gonna be on by the time this podcast's on, so just check it out. It was amazing, and we did a shout out for I Don't Care SAO, and
Yeah.
right away got hit with the freebie. But yeah, that would be on YouTube. Anyways, for me right now, I am broke. I have no orbs. The plan is to save up the Spring Banner, and I'm probably not going to go very far in the Spring Banner because I already know Ice is going to drop something out in around Golden Week. There's going to be some kind of special banner, and if nothing else, you got to start saving a lot for the Mythic Heroes banners because I still take Ether Raids relatively seriously. I know people are going to say you're not seriously enough because the idea of serious enough is to use all your grails on some bullshit hero like Spring Camilla, and just stack up as much as you can on them. Spring Camilla is actually not bullshit, but you know what I mean. Just like invest all your resources for the sole reason of Ether Raids. I can't do that.
I don't know. I think, in my opinion, Ether Raids, like right now, I've
Mhm.
reached a point where like I'm pretty relatively happy. I'm tier 19.5. I'll just dip down back depending on if I have a bonus unit or not. And I think I don't even have to care about my defense because I just keep up. So my team includes like 2 dancers, a Celica, Soren, and the bonus unit. That's usually how my team goes. And Celica usually clears up all of the armors with really like poopy res, like Zelgia.
Wait, you still find armors? I never see armors anymore.
I'm still finding armors. I'm finding a lot of armors. I'm finding Surters a lot. But even if I'm not, I'm finding a lot of the slower units. And I mean, Celica with her Refine is amazing. You can do double Brazens, and she'll hit such high attack. You can solo Abyssals. I actually just soloed the Yune banner, the Yune one with legendary Zura buffs, and just 2 normal dancers with Celica.
Same here.
Really good for this kind of stuff.
I
She's an
actually
amazing
struggled on the Yune battle,
Oh, really?
Yune,
but I was being stubborn and trying to use my 2 dragons to clear it.
yeah. I was just kind of bored. I'm like, let's just blitz this. I'm like, wow, that was easy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
That's what I do with Freed. I just blitzed Freed. He was easy to deal with.
I didn't even try it yet. Well, I tried up until Abyssal. It's just Abyssal like it was because of summoning reasons that I decided not to go past any further.
so-
But
Yeah, that takes a lot of energy to do.
And right now, I'm gonna save up for whatever Golden Week happens, because if I really like Hero Fest banners. They're probably my favorite banners, even though I know like they're not the best rates.
wait,
I
what?
think they are.
Hero Fest is technically the best rates,
Is it the best rate for every?
Unless it's a
It's-
2-unit banner.
unless it's a 2
Unless
banner.
it's a
Yeah.
2-unit banner. I know. I always thought legendaries are better, but the more you know, I guess. Thanks for that.
I think
But,
a
like,
lot. Yeah, go on.
I've always liked the Hero Fest banners because when I started off with 2, and that had Ike, Jenny, Nidian, and Julia, who were all really strong units for me, and they carried me for the early game. And I can't. And they have a special place in my heart. Those characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I've always had fun with Hero Fest. And the funny thing is, I started in early January of last year. So the funny thing is, next banner I pulled, the next big banner I had was the Hero Fest 3 with Sigurd, Brave Ike, Brave Lid, and Nephany. And I got all of them in like a small amount of orbs. And they also pushed me through the gate. It was really good. Let's just say that. So those banners have a soft spot in my heart. And I always like pulling on them. So that's just it.
I'm not even
Right.
sure if we're going to get another Hero Fest, just from the fact that last year apparently we didn't get a Hero Fest. It doesn't even feel
we
like
did
it.
get a Hero Fest.
Oh, we
Air.
did.
Air's Hero Fest,
Yeah,
Okay.
which is now the one that's in constant, which new players get.
Oh, right. No, we did. Wait, then who told me we didn't? Because I swore.
We didn't get a Golden Week one.
Golden Week one, because we didn't get much for Golden Week last year, but Kaze and what else again? Grand
We got a
Conference.
bunch of
I meant for
orb
Golden
promos.
Week.
Yeah, no, Golden Week we
Oh,
got
Golden
Kaze, but we didn't get Hero Fest.
Okay.
No. I hope we can.
Someone gave you false information.
We gave you false information. Yeah.
So wait, so for Golden Week, did we or did we not get it?
No.
We didn't get one last week. But
Okay,
we
that's
did get
what I
one-
said.
We just got one. Yeah. No, not for the Golden Week.
Okay. Wow.
It was login bonuses, reward maps, quests, the Grand Conquest, and double experience in SP for that one.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Whatever is happening this year, the current Hero Fest isn't it? The current Hero Fest banner that's up is Air.
Air, Lewin, Ophelia, and Owain.
Owain. Yeah, that's a pretty good banner. I wonder how they're gonna beat that.
That's a good question.
Whenever it does come to it, but
It's a perfect Ether Raids one. You got Ophelia, you got Special Spiral, and you got Air.
which is also, anyways, that's another topic. So what do you think we're gonna get for Golden Week then? Oh no! Before we even get to that, you're the one who skipped your summoning talk.
Yeah. Wow,
Oh,
you
yes.
should talk about it.
My summoning. So I've been going for a Dune, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. I started out, got a 3.25% Pity Break Sue when there was no options, minus speed, so fantastic. Then I went back in, I got to 4.75% to get a Lu when I had no other options, and now I'm back to 4%, and I still haven't gotten anything yet.
You know, that's
So
actually just
I'd say I'm
amazing.
going really well.
That's actually just like amazing.
I've been cucked. I'm like past the 50% mark for just getting one Idun. That's all I want. I can't summon anything else until I get her.
Yeah.
And now there's only 9 days left. Like,
If only she was the GHB unit, sadly, but she isn't.
nope, we got Rutger instead, who, as a bonus unit,
Yeah.
really sucked.
Yep. My bonus unit this week was Idun or Legendary Effort. I decided to use Idun. Even at
Yeah,
minus
no.
attack, she is a beast. She is super
Yeah,
good.
no kidding.
Just her animation's also really cool. I don't know what I'll do with the other two. I think I'll just kill them for fort defense or whatever.
I'd merge at least one so you have the minus attack gone,
Yeah.
but valuable fodder. That being said, I wish I got her even once.
Well, I'll bless you with my luck, and then I hope you get it. But
Well, April's coming up, so I guess we'll see what that happens. But
yeah, you know, since speaking about April, there's a little holiday, a little thing that a lot of companies do on April 1st called April Fools. So what do you think?
April
It's
Fools,
friggin'
you don't get her
tomorrow.
again.
This is gonna be released on April 1st, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, you know how last week we got less orbs? What about this monthly quest? There's just no orbs. It's just April stones. Just like, oh, you guys complain about the April stones? How about more?
I honestly, I'm not. Well, this is gonna come out on April Fools, but I'm pretty sure Ice is gonna do nothing special.
They're not going to do anything special for April Fools. I can already guarantee you that, except for the fact that we have the Voting Gauntlet.
Yay, Voting Gauntlet. Oh, speaking about that, how's the Voting Gauntlet?
Hasn't started yet.
Wait.
Who are you guys gonna root for?
Okay, fine. Guess we'll talk about it. Surtur. I already know a lot of people are going to Dune, but Surtur. He's.
Duma, because I don't have Idun.
Oh well.
Uh,
I guess there has to be two ways of looking at this. Who would you back, and who do you want to win?
I want Idun to win, but I'm backing Duma, and I would be fine if Harden won.
Oh, that's interesting. Why would you want Harden to win?
Because I have a +2 Harden, and he's one of my favorite units.
Okay, sure.
I love the guy. I've been waiting for him since he came out, and not to mention his armor is absolutely sick, and his voice acting is on par. On
yeah,
point.
Daisuke Iizuka really did up himself in his art from the original when he worked on FE10 and 11. No, 11 and 12. Where it was really, I don't know, it had aged very well, his original art.
Yeah, the DS titles, if you ever decide to look at them, you can definitely see the progression from there
Right.
to now.
Like, his Legendary Morph is honestly one of the best arts in the game. It just looks so clean, and it's so great.
I guess it's a very peculiar style of art. I do like his art though. Isn't he the original artist? Part of the original artists?
He did. I think he did some characters at launch, like Camus, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
wait,
sorry,
that
for
was
the Fire
Suez.
Emblem art.
Oh
For
no,
official
yeah,
art.
he did FE11, FE12, the DS titles.
Yeah, that's the reason why his art's really peculiar and it stands out.
Yeah, like him, for example, being one of the original artists. Love Abound's Lin and all the others. Wada Sachiko was another one of the originals. So they definitely have some classic artists that they put into this one.
I wonder if they'll ever get like for the really old artists like the FE1, the FE2s. I wonder if they're for like FE4 and FE5. You think they'll ever like do a legendary all to like sell off with like the original weird art style? Because they tried that once with Selka and it didn't go off very well for most people.
When we get Alm, we'll probably see another one of those returns to an old style.
I was gonna
Something
say,
fun.
it's really a shame we didn't get Marth and Alm. I wanted two bad box art heroes for CYL, but well, we got who was it again?
Alm and
Oh,
shoot.
Elliewood. Yeah, it's
Oh
Elliewood.
yeah.
Elliewood.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the voting gauntlet real quick.
Yeah, who are you backing, Ampz?
Well, okay, I have 4 options because like I have those heroes. I could either back Garneth, Julius, Yuma, or Garen. I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna probably start with Garen because I don't think he's gonna win.
I don't think so.
So I'm
I mean,
probably gonna
he's
join
free,
Garen's side.
but yeah, Garen will probably lose.
But who I want to win is the only female there, which is like. But on the flip side, I wouldn't mind if Surtur wins because I just want to see a OG Fate character just be all these well-established characters.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of Surtur backers. That's
I
not.
just can't
no
wait for
contest.
someone on my friends list to pull out Speed Surtur. Yeah, when they're back. That's gonna be great. Nim, you should friend me so you can get Speed Surtur.
No, thank you. I'm fine as is. Thanks.
But no, I think that voting gauntlet's definitely going to be one of the more exciting ones for just how many. First of all, how many of them are accessible? There are 3 GHB units in this particular one, and for the fact that it's also just a bunch of big badass antagonists. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Right.
I do like the theme of this one. Like, this is a good theme.
Yeah, it's like Fallen Heroes as a voting gauntlet, and I.
Though saying that, who do you guys think will win? For me, I look at the left side, and I think Idun just has a really good path. As the only girl on this entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
she's
Reading,
probably and the most recent of the heroes too. She has some kind of advantage there, and I think Surtur on the right side has a pretty good clear path as well.
Yeah.
As long
those
as he
two are
beats
definitely-
Grima, he will make it. I think.
I don't know, there's a lot of Grima fans out there. People really like this really poorly written dragon character.
Oh.
So don't even get started on that.
Yeah.
But I think Idun's the biggest threat is her beginning, Duma.
Duma is
Duma.
going to be a big threat to her, I think, for how many people have him now.
You know, it's kind of funny how they organized it with Garen versus Julius. That's like the 2 most obscure characters.
Garen versus Julius.
Oh, Garen? Garen's pretty relevant.
Sorry, not
He's like
Garen. Garnarf.
Garnet.
Garnet.
versus
Garnet.
Julius.
I'll never say his name right on purpose. Fuck you. Go on.
They're very
Yeah.
important, but they're the most obscure because they're from older titles and not exactly as iconic.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even remember Garnet. I'm like, who is that guy?
I mean, if you played Fire Emblem Warriors, it's his most recent added heroes experience, but Garnet is very easily forgotten in heroes. Julius less so, but they're both like kind of swept under the rug because of their very gimmicky weapons.
I honestly forgot when Garnet released what time again? What banner did he coincide with again? I totally
He went with
forgot.
Fire and Ice, I believe.
Yeah, that was such a weird banner for him to be on because there hasn't been an FU1 banner for such a long time. And
Yeah.
It hasn't.
No, there hasn't been one I think they had an FE1 related banner not too long ago, but like, I forget which FE is Katarina's. I think it's like FE11.
That is
That one
FE11.
hasn't had a banner since Katarina, Legion, and the others. So yeah. I guess they just wanted to pull out Garnet at some point when there was just no other option.
You know, it's kind of surprising with the voting gauntlets. It seems like they're trying so hard not to go into obvious choices, like Easter versus Easter, right? Like year 1 versus year 2, year 2 versus year 3, like things like that.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, everyone was
I'm
expecting
pleasantly
it.
surprised.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Like, and also this is the first time we're gonna get the new voting gauntlet system, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it affects the game, the progression of the voting gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that too. It looks like it's a lot more comfortable to work with because you don't have to cram as much, but I can't wait to see how it actually works out.
Okay, but past voting gauntlet, there was something I wanted to say, and then Za cut me off, and now I can't remember it. Thanks, Za. What did we talk about before voting gauntlet?
We were talking about the Mythic Banner
Oh yeah,
and summoning.
Mythic Banner and
Yeah, we
summoning.
just got off summonings.
Okay. Right, now I don't remember. Great. Oh yeah, there is one thing they might be talking about once it comes to Golden Week, and it's just the crossover between Dragalia Lost and Fire Emblem.
Oh yes, that is coming out.
That, I think they held off on that. Okay, unless you guys firmly believe it's a one-sided crossover, it just does not make sense for it to be a one-sided crossover.
I think that Faye will, without a doubt, mention it, and maybe we'll get a bonus for it, but I don't see it entirely being a two-way crossover either.
I'm of the
It's
same
top.
opinion.
Not to mention, one interesting thing I've read recently is that there's 5 spaces in the Radiance section for new units, so I don't think they're yeah. I don't think they're making accommodations for out of other companies' stuff right now, but actually have the Radiance rating done.
Huh.
Ike banner, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
Thought it would be more of like akin to like especially since I don't know, I'm not expecting. I was expecting more like a Smash Brothers kind of like all the people everyone knows, Lucina, Roy, Lynn, Ike, etc. Like those kind of characters. I didn't expect Path of Radiance characters. One of the least.
Well, I mean,
supported
on Fire Emblem Heroes side, like that's
on
what
Fire
the next
Emblem
banner is
Heroes,
going to be.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Look, I really think we're gonna get something on FEH. It just doesn't look. It doesn't make any sense for this to be a one-sided crossover, and it just makes so much sense on the FEH side of things, just because of from the fact of like, oh, we're the summoner, we accidentally summoned somebody from the different universe,
It would make sense.
and
But
like you
that's the
have the
thing.
setup there, and the difference isn't that big. It's not like if we included Love Live into Fire Emblem, like we don't have girls singing who are supposed to fight to the death now, die to dragons and shit. It's other people of a similar setting, so it would work.
Don't make fun of my girls.
I mean, if they did come to Fire Emblem, I would take great joy in making them fight to the death.
I'll take great joy in making them the best unit ever.
Just like your Elise.
And then fight to the death.
Okay, I don't work on her because I like all these units and I want to like sack them to her yet. Like when I am ready to quit, I will sack everything I can to her.
And then it won't matter because she won't ever get used because you quit.
I'll probably use it for a little bit and then quit.
Okay. But I just think I think definitely if there's gonna be a crossover, this is it. It just makes the most possible sense.
I really feel like it's gonna be a one-way thing with Faye just saying, "Hey, we did this with this group.
That's what I'm thinking.
Check it out." But I do want them, or I want Faye to like bring something from Dragalia, and I don't know what it would be, but just anything.
I mean, you know what would have been a cool banner when Smash Brothers released like some of the characters from that game, but they didn't even do that. They just gave us a little screen of all the characters, and that's it. Could have been a Smash voting gauntlet because there's so many characters.
I didn't expect Faye to release anything with Smash.
I didn't even think they were going to do that art with Smash. To be
I don't have
honest.
any expectations from Faye. If you guys play other gacha games and then you compare what IS does in FEH versus other gacha games, you come to a quick realization that they don't really care.
Look, GBF had Ryu. Ryu.
Well, GBF's
their
had
game.
multiple things. They've had Ryu. They've
GBF
had Joker from Persona.
Mhm.
They've had Love Live. They've had Idol Masters, and like other
Idol
things. It's another idol anime.
Yeah. The bigger thing is most likely like if yeah, it's one thing to not do crossover. It's another thing to like skimp out on the basics of things. Like a lot of other games, when you have maintenance, you come back, the game gives you something to make up for it, right? It's in the Azure Lane, it's in FGO, it's in Dragalia Lost. It's like it's virtually in Languisher. It's like virtually every game I've ever played where they run maintenance, they give you something. If the game makes a mistake, they give you something. No matter how small the mistake is. So when Azura in this game had a glitch, we got nothing for it. When Roy's like text was super confusing, we got nothing for it. They didn't even clarify that afterwards. People who pulled on the banner, reading it as is, and they literally got screwed. They got nothing. Like it's just, why are you so stingy? Like one summoning ticket or something. Well, they don't have that kind of equivalent, like 5 orbs or something. But yeah,
It doesn't cost them anything to make that stuff either.
and it makes all the players feel better about things. Like, okay, well, they care, but they want to be stingy and fight for every dollar.
It's just like if you look at these other game companies, right? Like GPFs, like side games. I'm looking at them from the GPF and the Dragalia aspect. Even though the Dragalia's part Nintendo, they are really generous about things. They'll give you anything for whatever mistake. But I think the idea they have is they're making this game for people's enjoyment and for people to have fun, and for them, the creators, to have fun making this game for those people. Whereas I think IS is more like a corporate mindset where they're like, we gotta make money out of this, money out of that. We don't care about the entertainment, we just care about the money.
For many times of IS, it feels like they care about the short term first and foremost. Like, you make this banner, you sell it, you're gonna piss off so many people, but you'll sell it. Like, do you really want to do this IS? And IS is yes every single time. That's what it feels like. You can name those banners.
I can't even say a time where they address like multiple, like I think they have addressed like issues and given out orbs.
Oh, yeah.
before,
First
but not-
year.
Yeah.
It was mostly first year.
First year it was big, yeah. They were very big on giving out orbs for mistakes and stuff.
And then as
but,
they
like-
progressed,
Yeah, we slowly got nothing. It's just I don't know. It just boggles my mind that we look at all these other successful gacha games and we see what they're doing, and then IS here is like, no, we're gonna do our own thing. We're gonna make our own money. We're gonna not treat the fans as well as these other games do. And then you look at these games, like their success keeps going up, up, and up, while IS is going down, down, down.
Speaking of that, a lot of people aren't aware of this, but Languisher has passed Fire Emblem Heroes. It's just by one ranking, but it's significant because Languisher came out a couple months ago. I think they came out in January or early January, like early January, late December. They came out somewhere along that line, and so you don't have what the global version of it. So you don't have as many players in the North American Play Store and whatnot. But most recently, they passed FEH in terms of top grossing game on the Google Play Store. That is so significant because you have a game that's basically like 3 months in versus a game that's like over 2 years in, and they just passed you on revenue. Like ICE is doing something fundamentally
It goes
wrong.
beyond that too, though.
Huh?
Like, it goes beyond just the mobile games. Like Languisher had their own titles. I forget when they were made.
Yes. Right.
But right, they had their fan base there, but that game died.
Yes.
And then you look at Faye, who's been going on for all these years.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Languisher is a game that died in the early 2000s. Once 2000 came along, they just stopped making games. They progressed to other spin-offs and spiritual successors, but Languisher series itself stopped there. It wasn't until like 2015 or something they came with the Languisher 3DS title, but nobody wants to admit that's a Languisher game because that game was terrible. It was like Steampunk X Languisher. It was weird. Anyways, it was terrible, so they didn't continue from that. So basically, they have as poor of a start as possible, whereas FEH had as strong of a start as possible. Awakening just came out, Fates just came out, games were all doing well, and during FEH's run, you know, Echoes came out and Echoes was well received. Whoa. Okay, that was language. Okay, I don't even know why that happened. Anyways, so it's just that entire dynamic of how they caught up in that short amount of time. It's like it has to be a wake-up call for IS at this point. And tomorrow when we see April Fools, if nothing happens, it's a bad sign. Like
I think.
Go ahead, Zah.
I think that it's really ironic when you know Nintendo, right? Is like they tell their mobile partners, whoa, don't overcharge people, don't be like EA, don't be stingy, be more friendly and kind to your consumers, right? I remember Dragalia Lost had some issues in the beginning of its game, but side games crunched them out and they made the rates higher. Has FEH ever made the rates higher for their things? Well, not really. But like Nintendo wants to keep a good image of their games, right? They want to be family friendly, they want to be consumer friendly, they want to keep a good PR image. But in my opinion, I don't think FEH is doing a really good job at marketing this consumer-friendly, we care about the player image that they wanted so hard, Nintendo wants so hard. They're very stingy with, as you said, the things they do, and they're not even like interacting with their fan base that much. They're not like
it's weird.
They're not having like fun jokes or like they're not having fun. They're not. It seems very corporate at IS.
Yeah, it seems cold.
It's like lifeless. I mean, why are some of the biggest companies big? Because they interact with their community and they like make inside jokes about their mistakes and they laugh at it. Look at Bethesda. You know, Bethesda, they can roll out anything because, oh, it's Bethesda. Oh, our game's buggy at launch and it crashes a lot. Don't worry, it's Bethesda. They'll fix it, right? And then they have a very good public image because they know their fan base and people joke about it. People aren't mad. But then you look at EA and they make a mistake, they get crucified on the internet. They get jokes about them. They get boycotted. They get looked at by the government and everything. And it's just like, man, maybe having a good public image is important. And I don't think IS has a very good public image due to FEH. So that might affect things like Three Houses and how well that would.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm pretty sure just it's Heroes taking the brunt of it. I'm pretty sure if someone like dislikes FEH, they would not go like, I'm not buying Three Houses. I don't think it's gone that far yet, but it is pretty bad.
It's not that far, but it's pretty bad. I think I was over exaggerating.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like it's not very difficult. You give up some profit, sure, but long term, you need to keep your players feeling good. And going back to the Langrisser thing, if you guys ever look at the Reddit post on it, there was literally a guy who started out playing gacha games with FEH, and he learned, and he started going to FGO. He started going in other games, and he just comes to the realization that FEH hasn't treated its players well enough, and nowadays he doesn't have the energy or even like the care to like give the game that money and that time anymore. I'm not trying to like say FEH is a bad game or whatever. It's just like these small little details people do care about, and ICE just doesn't seem to recognize, or no, they probably do recognize, but they're ignoring it. And going back to what you said about what the developers said to players, that they don't want to make too much money and all that stuff. I don't even believe it at all. Like, you look at what they've been doing, cutting down orbs. I mean, we even had some doubt that Tempest Trials were going to have orbs at all. You know, it got that bad. You should never even have that kind of doubt. But that's when they removed so many orbs from the monthly, on a monthly basis, and then took it away from tap battles. Like, why are you even doing this? It's just a big question mark when it comes to IS.
Really weird, because look at this Wall Street Journal article and look at the headline: Nintendo to smartphone gamers, don't spend too much on.
But that's a lie.
I know, it's so weird. I don't just another 40 chess Nintendo logic for you. That's Nintendo logic for you. They make great games, but I'm not sure where their business strategies are going.
Sure, and guys, some people don't know this, but as a content creator, I'm extremely jaded when it comes to Nintendo. They say things like this, and then they create a Nintendo's creator program. Now it's dead, of course, but back then they would take over 50% of the profits. So you make the video, you do everything, and then they take 50% of it. Then you get to keep whatever's remaining. Excuse me, like that doesn't make any sense. They really didn't view players. They don't view players well at all. They just view them as another money-making asset. And you can even go further than that. They don't want you to live stream their games at one point. I mean, people would do it anyways, but they didn't even want you to do that. And as a content creator, the worst part of it was FEH Music. At the start, FEH Music wasn't copyrighted, so then we would all make like videos with FEH Music in the background, and then they all of a sudden copyrighted them. And then what happens? All the revenue going forward becomes IS's because all your videos are copyrighted. You can still make the videos, sure, but the money and everything goes to them. Like, really? So yeah, as a content creator, I'm extra jaded about it, so it's just, when they say this stuff, I just don't believe them, and they haven't shown me any reason to believe otherwise. If anything, they've shown me less reason to believe otherwise. But yeah, I hope April Fools they do something, but I'm not gonna hope on it.
I want
to
stay on that real quick. I mean, look at some of the biggest gotchas out there. FGO. At least I don't think they've done anything for NA yet, but for JP, I'm not sure if they gave out this for April Fools, but they gave us 10 Saints Quartz, which is pretty big in FGO. And there's also an 8-bit game you can play.
Oh my god.
As an April Fool's joke. And that's pretty cool. And GPF, they do this, they rerun this event every day for one day, and you fight like one of their mascot characters that's like, buff body. It's just a really wacky thing. And then you also get skins, and you can get some minor like consumables you can use for like stamina recharge and like co-op stamina recharge. But like IS is probably not going to do anything for their stuff, and that just kind of shows that they're not really looking at this game for the enjoyment of their fans, but more as a money grabbing like scheme. Scheme is probably not a good word, but
yeah,
that's kind of what it feels like.
And the saddest part is like they made so much money. They've made over $500 million so far, guys. They made so much money. If the argument is like they need this money to bankroll the next Fire Emblem game, development costs are not $500 million. It's not even close to that. They can afford to spend.
Even at that point, the money they're making is such a, like, when you're looking at mobile games,
It's
especially
outrageous.
something like Fire Emblem Heroes, it has a very basic gameplay. I mean, they're making bank off this, because think about it. All they have to do, get some voice actors, get some artists to commission some work. I'm not sure how much that would cost, but I'm sure it doesn't cost
It's
anywhere
actually
around
not that
$500 million, is what I'm saying. Because you're not like making discs, bringing them out to consumers. You're not doing that. You're not advertising. You're just making a mobile game with like some art of some characters. How much does that cost for like monthly upkeep to keep doing that? And what is the profit rate? That's got to be a very high profit margin. So I'm not sure why they need to be so stingy. I mean, hell, even bigger IPs who should be more stingy because they're bigger IPs are much more friendly. I mean, I've been playing Dragon Ball Legends, which is based off of one of the biggest anime franchise of all time, Dragon Ball, and they just had 20 million downloads. And guess what they are giving out? Free stones for everyone, free summons for everyone. Look at GVF. That is a upstart franchise. It's doing great. It's got a fighting game coming up, and I mean, during their anniversary, they were giving out re-rolls every day. I think it was like a 10-pull summon, right, Ampz?
No, so what GPF does usually for like free stuff is they'll do this thing called roulette, which you have a chance of getting a certain amount of pulls. So there's 10 pulls, 20 pulls, 30 pulls, 100 pulls, and something called Gachapon Frenzy, which is you keep pulling until you get an SSR.
What?
But if you get but if you get SSR in your first pull, then you get something called a Muku Frenzy, which means SSR rates are increased, and it doesn't stop until you get SSR.
This is also the reason why I don't believe when Nintendo says when side games comes out and say we could be making so much more money, and I agree, but Nintendo tells them to not do that, which is questionable because it seems like side games knows exactly what to do to make players feel good and then also make money.
Well, like if you look at GPF, that game when it first came out did not do well, and it was on a decline and almost died because they started releasing these characters that were like hard to pull, and even if they were featured, they had lower rates, and it was almost impossible to pull. But then they started fixing their rates, and they fixed how they like updated characters and made them stronger.
Exactly, and that's the point I wanted to get across, was that you can make more money and make the players feel happier too, like be more happy with everything.
Like, just because you give out, like, they're giving out so many free pulls, but like just because they gave out that many free pulls doesn't mean they're gonna lose money.
Yeah.
Like maybe that week, that month might be a little dry, but
long
it's gonna
term,
overall keep fans happy, and fans are gonna be like, I love this game, I want to spend money for and support them because they are doing these good things.
And at that point, you're also getting advertisement. You're gonna get like people, oh, you should start Grand Blue Fantasy right now because we're getting out so much free stuff, and it's like, wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna start this game. They get invested. They're like, oh, it's literally the free sample at drugs. It's literally that.
God, yeah.
That's what it is.
I actually,
I'll give you a free sample. It's like, oh, now they're addicted, and that's how you end up.
Okay, sure.
I'm actually one of those people. Like, I've been telling people, like, hey, like, check out GBF. It's actually a really good game, and I want you to get into it, Nims, but
I'm not.
You're not.
It's that game takes way too much time. Way too much time.
It does. I will admit that.
It's at least 2 gacha games worth of content.
Yeah, you gotta play that game. You know how you play Fae every day? You gotta play this one more than you play Fae.
I know, that's so rough. But listen, guys, play whatever game you want. I'm not telling you otherwise. I'm just saying, you need to keep this in mind. When you hear, there's a lot of players out there who hear the frustrations of players playing these gacha games and they don't understand. This is the reason why. Most people have experience in other things and they recognize this isn't good enough. Now, I don't want to keep bashing your head over the same topic, but if April Fools, they don't do anything, I'm going to be really, really disappointed. At this point, like, I just don't understand why they're so stingy. And it really shouldn't be keeping up. There's absolutely no reason for it. And and I hope, okay, it's not just April Fools, it's Golden Week. I hope in this month, I have signals to us that they get it. That they care for the long term of the game and not the short term profits. That's all I'm looking for. So, with that said, there are going to be 2 things that they can do to show us there. Number 1, Roy. His blessing has to make sense for the players. Has to make sense. If it is something bullshit, like you need this blessing, and it will make the mode 50% easier, maybe even more, then you've lost your mind. We're not buying more heroes just to compete better in something. Number 2, it has to be the Mythic Heroes too, like Yune, who just came out. Fortunately or unfortunately, I can't tell which it is. If you guys haven't noticed, Yune gets countered by Air, and Air actually kind of counters Duma as well. When Duma's first turn, he uses Upheaval. Air just heals you up heals you 10 HP, and Upheaval only does 7, so your entire team gets healed back up. So then his Upheaval has no effect. Maybe on his season he has the Capital effect and he breaks a crucial building. Maybe that's chances are not going to happen. And then with Yune, it's the same thing. She's going to reduce your lift loss, but then she needs her C skill to trigger so that she can double. But then Air adds 5 res, and your chances are your entire team's Light Blast. So, and then there's a Fortress on it. And then, anyways, we have an entire video on it called Yune's Crux, and we explain this in depth. But basically, Air counters both Yune and Duma, and if Yune hadn't been countered and she had more stuff just for Mythic, just for Ether raids, I would have been irked, but whatever. Anyways, that's the basis of it, I guess.
Speaking of like Yune, like we talk so much about her on streams, but I'm so upset with her because while she is like outside of Ether raids, while she looks really good, like she is a good hero.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what she was designed for. She's just not that good for it, or like. She could be good.
She is good,
but
just
it's
not in this
it's
mode.
Heavy investment. No,
Right.
no, like you
Oh,
could make
right.
her good. It's just a heavy investment you gotta do. You gotta make her plus 10. You gotta make all these flyer units for her, blessed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a heavy investment for like something that I feel like shouldn't be so heavy.
Yeah.
Look at Air. You only need like 2 airs. You don't like merges on Air matter,
Yes.
but you only need 2 individual airs to actually get some decent score. And actually, you could make it far enough with just that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Duma. Duma does not need any merges, and he is pretty good as a defense hero.
Yeah.
But then we got Yune, who, like, even if you get Ioti's shield, I think she's gonna die to a bow.
Yeah, there's... Oh my god. Yune... The problem with Yune is just... She's low defense, high attack, moderate attack, high res. The problem is bows counter her, air counters her. Air, in most cases, will one-shot her. If your opponent has Fortress Advantage, any kind of buffs... they don't even need buffs, but Fortress Advantage. And chances are Air is also a bonus hero. But she doesn't need that. Just Fortress buffs alone.
She's always gonna go up against Air.
Yeah.
Their seasons go together. So, and her whole gimmick is, if I have more res than you, I'm gonna debuff your highest stat. But Air's like, hey, my blessing gives more res, so screw your debuff.
Also, fun fact, I believe with Air, you drop 15 attack, and because she gets most of her attack from her from the Swiss Sparrow and from her Alithia effect, she actually doesn't get debuffed in attack. She gets debuffed
visible
in res.
stats, not invisible.
You're right. She gets debuffed in res, so you're not stopping her from one-shotting you.
Actually, I'm gonna fact check you right now.
I'm pretty sure.
Speed.
It's speed, right?
Speed.
But it doesn't matter because
Yeah,
you one
yeah.
shot. Okay.
In certain circumstances, yeah.
So it's just so awkward. I mean, okay, great. She's a mythic hero. I'm really just wondering what they're gonna do with this Ether Raids mode, because they keep signaling to us that they're going to keep putting things into this game mode that gives you unfair advantages if you pull for it. So right now, all we have so far is Duma. Duma. Okay, I guess it's kind of okay. Well, I'm not even happy with that. I'm not happy with Duma or Yune dropping your lift loss. It gives you a reason to pull for those heroes, but it's super backwards, right?
Well, the thing is, like, say you have a good defense team that hardly loses, or maybe loses on average like 40
exactly.
left. These heroes will impact you very little. If you're a player that's losing 80 lift a day, these heroes are huge for you. And those people that are losing 80 lift a day are either the people I don't care about, Ether Raids. I don't mean this in a mean way, but aren't very good at defense. Or they I don't even know, like I just these defense heroes aren't important unless you're not doing well in defense.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You're a whale. When you're a whale and you're not good at the game and you can't figure things out, and you just see this lift loss reduction, you're gonna throw in 2 Dumas. You're gonna throw in all the the animal blessings on everybody, and then you're gonna stop looking at it. Because I've literally seen people use double Dumas, and even though like when Duma first came out, we talked about the potential of like an all Duma team and just wiping out all your structures and just being super powerful, like super difficult to kill in time. That could be a thing, but no one goes that far. Most people, when it comes to whales, they just go two Dumas, and that's it. 2 Dumas, animal plus everything, take the entire loss. That's okay for them. Like, it's the only people so far who've done that I've seen are just whales, and just they don't want to figure out a proper defensive team, and they don't have to. They can just pay money to lose less lift.
I don't know what the flip, like, because Air, I would argue, is well designed. She's a good hero. I like the aspect that she buffs how much lift you gain. But like for defense, what would be what would be an alternative flip side to that blessing instead of lift loss?
I don't think.
What would they be able to do?
I don't even like the idea of the ability to reduce lift loss. I think it's dumb.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what would you, if you could, like, change what Duma and Yune do? What would you make them do instead of having lift loss reduction? That's where I don't know. Like, would you have them give more stats to your defense team, or would you have them give one structure more, one level extra?
The reason why we're stuck in, well, that 1 level extra is pretty interesting. The reason why we're stuck here is because they created this fact that using mythic heroes will support you in these battles, making them necessary. People are going to argue they're not necessary. You try and make it into AR tier 21 without air. You have a free air, I give you that much. But try and make it without air.
It's impossible.
It's
actually impossible.
Ether's trying that, actually. And he hasn't made it in. And he's one of the smartest.
It's numerically impossible. Like, you can't actually do tier 21.
Well,
numerically.
no,
or
I'm
if you
pretty
can, it's like,
you can. You just don't lose anything.
Yeah.
But they
Like, unless you have a perfect season.
you have to have a perfect season, exactly. So they've created the situation where you must get these heroes to do well. I don't like that idea at all. I would have never even given the game that fact. Like, I preferred Ether Raids in the first couple of weeks where you didn't have like the necessity of using any heroes at all. I mean, you had bonus heroes and all. Like, that's fine. Bring in a bonus hero, that changes. That's okay with me. But I didn't like the idea of like you must use air. You must use a light plus team. And then on the flip side, it didn't really happen because you don't have to use a dark team or animus team. But I didn't like that fact anyways.
Personally, I feel like I don't care about Ether Rate as a game mode because I find the reward to be personally very underwhelming for someone like me. Because maybe one day they'll make an interesting TT unit that I would want a plus 10. But there hasn't been a TT unit, a GHB unit that's caught my interest so much that I want to plus 10 them. There's just none for me.
That's surprising.
The only one I really cared about was Joshua for Wind Sweep. That's the only time I've ever used Grails. I mean, maybe I'll do Black Knight one day, but I think right now Grails. I mean, if they get and Dragon Flowers, that's a comedic joke. They're too expensive, especially if you want to use infantry. If you want to use infantry that isn't from anything above this point, good luck. I'm 800 feathers, really? 800 Dragon Flowers? That's ridiculous for me. Especially when you don't get, especially when they rotate, it's going to take a very long time. And you know, sure they'll slowly. I'm 95% sure they'll probably slowly be drifted into other game modes. Maybe the new game mode, maybe it'll be like Grand Conquest, so we'll get a lot of them. But I'm not really sure, honestly. If they do become more useful, that's great. The Dragon Flowers are actually a really cool skill. I think they're great, but I think they're just too rare and too impractical to actually give out to some of your favorite units. You can only really give them out.
To be fair, like we just got them. We're probably gonna get more game modes to include them in the future. And in the future, like a year from now, you might have just maxed out most of your heroes that you cared for. So maybe they're thinking the long term, because if you think about it, they kind of fucked up with arena medals, right?
Yeah, I would love a game mode where it was like arena, but it's like classic Fire Emblem Arena, where you gambled arena medals for prize for like that would be awesome.
That would be so cool, but
that would be so cool because remember, there's so many aspects of Fire Emblem they could work on. Old power cube units that need more than a reply. Promotions, that would be really cool. Promotions, maybe like a crest that you can get. Something cool like that would be awesome. But they don't think about that. They think about short-term money. So instead of promotions, you get alts, and that's it. Good luck. Your character's trash. Oh, pull this 5-star seasonal alt. Take that, Jacob fans, Selena fans, whatever fan you are.
No, I see what you mean, and it's pretty funny that you mentioned that. But it comes from the fact that IS views this game as not Fire Emblem, or Fire Emblem Light, basically. So they don't want to do that. They don't want to put in classes or stuff. And they don't even want to do the simple thing of like putting skins out. Like Langrisser gives you skins. A lot of games give you skins of the hero of the character you use. Azure Lane gives you skins. The alt thing was always dumb in my eyes, but that's a big thing for them at this point. So they're not gonna stop it. I think it's a bit too late to stop it. But yeah, that just comes from the fact that they don't view this game as a full Fire Emblem game. It's problematic, but unfortunately that's the case.
Okay, I want to go back on the flowers real quick. I'm actually on the opinion of, like, yeah, they're rare, but I think they should be rare.
I would only agree with you there if they did affect BST. Because they don't affect BST, I don't think they should be so restrictive.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I could see that point.
Because it's like, what's the point then? This is just for, like, personal usage. Almost personal. Like, sure, granted, hey, for like ether raids and stuff, they still show up, right? For arena and stuff, they still show up.
Yep.
But the biggest selling point, and for like the biggest point of higher stats for most players nowadays, is for scoring reasons.
Right, and they kind of did it as a way for infantry to catch up to all these other movement types that were dominating arena ether raids.
But not really, because they half-assed it.
The funny thing is, the idea they should have done is make it cheaper for infantry so they get the boost, and make it more expensive for armored. But that backwards Nintendo thinking there, they didn't think about that. Money.
Honestly, it doesn't even matter that much until they make it affect scoring. Because if you think about it, +1 to all stats is not a big deal. +2 to all stats, you're starting to get somewhere, but it's not like game changing. In some cases, it will make a difference, of course, because extra stats will always make a difference somewhere, but it's not that crazy. Okay, but earlier I was trying to talk about Legendary Roy's blessing ability being something, and then also the game mode, the next game mode that we're getting. That's what I'm interested in seeing. It's almost April, so that's what's going to happen soon, but I can't imagine them doing a good game mode, especially when they ditched their last one. It was really a defense, guys.
I can't even tell you what this game mode would be or even consist of.
I already am like negative about it, and I don't want to be negative about everything, but I'm already negative about it because they said Roy's new blessing is going to affect it. So you already like set it up so that Legendary Heroes will be like integral. You got people will argue like Air's not integral or whatever. No, she's integral to ether rates. If Roy provides something similar, like he's point boosting, oh no, you gotta pull for this Legendary Hero now. I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's not that.
The other thing is, I still haven't seen anything specifically implying a game mode. It just says it will only be used for certain game content rather than certain game mode.
But if it's game content that can be out right now, it would be here. So that's why everyone assumes it's game mode, because it's the only thing that isn't
it would
here.
be just they want to get that update out later, I guess, for content that already exists. But
It just-
it doesn't state explicitly that it's going to apply to any new mode, just certain content initially. Underline initially.
It seems alright. Let's say I do believe we are getting the game mode, but let's assume we are 100%. We had news on the game mode. It seems weird that they would release a hero that affects that game mode now before the game mode's even out.
I mean, it's just the blessing itself. It doesn't do anything yet. But the other thing is, the thing I assume, what if it applies to ether rates? Because
What?
legendary heroes,
Then it would've been out.
heroes are blessed based. They can be used in tandem with mythics on their proper season, and still get the bonus.
But then wouldn't it be out?
It could just be that they wanted to hold out on it.
Why?
I don't
You
know.
hurt your sales that way. Because
Because it's a big enough change where it could possibly affect the mode in a way where they need a full update for that, like a full month's update.
I don't buy it. I'm pretty sure they said new mode.
No, I can read you explicitly. In an update in April, Roy Blazing Lion is slated to receive a new ability that is distinct from his arena influencing ability. This new ability is intended to provide a play experience that is slightly different from what players are accustomed to, underline new ability. And as such, it will only be usable in certain game content, underline initially.
I'm pretty sure they said we get a new game mode in April.
Furthermore, legendary heroes appearing after Roy Blazing Lion will receive a new ability similar to his. We will have more news to share as we approach the update.
I'm pretty sure they said we have a new game mode in April.
Guys, it's Relay Defense but Grand Conquest. Boom.
I mean, if anybody... I have not read anything, and I'm reading through the update logs, I'm reading through Roy's stuff, and I have not seen anything involving that.
You sure? I'm pretty sure we saw that.
At what point? I'm reading the update notification, and it says, Inherit skill features expanded, etheric lift loss reduction, blah blah blah, making that a little better. New weapons and skills, sacred seals are made easier to find. That's what the update information was, and there was nothing at the end for what the next months would be, and Roy says nothing stating a new game mode, and no update.
That makes... okay, but that absolutely makes no sense. If there's no new game mode, whatever it is, it should have been released now. There is no reason to withhold anything, especially when you're releasing a hero, essentially with an empty blessing.
It really depends on what that new blessing is capable of doing.
And I am
If it
absolutely
hasn't-
certain I heard about a new game mode in April.
That's a rumor that keeps going about because it's supposed to be applied to certain content initially, but it doesn't necessarily say what content. But there is no explicit statement saying that it's a new game mode, and it doesn't even say that he's going to exclusively be able to use this in that game mode. It's just that it's going to be something applicable only to certain content at the beginning.
So you're gonna say there's no new game mode in April, and this is it.
I'm saying there's not. I could be wrong, but there is nothing explicitly stating that, and it's not even saying that what he has is gonna stay just for that game mode.
And to be fair, I can see why people predicted maybe a new game mode. Because remember, IS plans stuff out, and they always do it akin to like, I don't know. I'm not saying this is again that stupid speculation. Like they kind of have like a schedule for this, right? They always have. I believe last year we had Grand Conquest come in.
Yeah, it was around the April-May line.
It was on the April. It was for Freysia, the Freysia banner, right? So April is usually. I could see April. April could be a very big month.
It could be.
It could
I'm
be
just
very
saying I'm not betting on it.
Yeah, and maybe Golden Week is attached to this game mode because last year it was also attached to this game mode. Because remember, we got Kaze as a free reward for playing Grand Conquest. If we did a certain quest, we got 2 Kazes for free.
Yep.
So it was very cool of it. That was a nice gift. Release a free unit that way. I think they should do more like that.
I think they
know.
very well
Yeah.
should. I just don't
I
know
think-
what they're gonna do with it.
I
Okay.
think maybe like since like each one is based on a new world, maybe like if they're gonna get Telius world, we should get maybe Jill or another character like that, and then maybe slowly introduce them into the pool or something like that. Just something a little sweet, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Something to, again, keep the fans happy.
The biggest thing is I'm looking into their interviews, and they specifically talk about new modes and introducing new modes.
They're planning them out. They just haven't slated out exactly what
And
they're
the
doing
last time
yet.
a new mode came out was when? Like, serious? I'm
Ether
pretty
raids.
sure. There's every indication.
Ether Raids was like November,
before
so
that-
it's been 4 months.
Before that, unless you think they're working on one mode at a time, which doesn't make sense.
Different modes at different stages of progression.
Right, but what's the
I don't
game mode
know
before
if
that?
April will be the mode introduction, but I do think we will get at least something new and innovative soon enough. And it could be that there is a new mode and it's not even directly tied to Roy, it's just a new mode. But I'm not exactly certain on that yet.
No, the logic just doesn't pass with me. I definitely think there's a new mode in April specifically, and I definitely think from going back into the interviews where both developers talked about new modes, they especially talk about new modes with social components for the game, and adding new modes as a way to maintain interest in the game. And Ether Raids
Wow,
came out,
building.
but before Ether Raids was what? Is my question. There's way too big of a gap. You're also not working on one game mode at a time. These are multiple developers. Not everyone's gonna be like, okay, we're all only gonna throw ideas at this one game mode. Ignore everything else. No one develops like that. And with the
I don't
Roy
know.
hinting, it just doesn't make sense for them to release Roy. Because if their plan was to like release Roy, then show Roy Blessing a couple months later when you can't pull for another Roy. That just doesn't make sense. If it has no...
I mean, Roy's coming out again this month. April.
Okay, sure,
He's
but
at
I'm
the end
saying
of the
when he
month.
first came out last month, you're not selling him as well as you would have sold him if you did already right away showed him, like, this is why you need Roy. Otherwise, people are gonna burn orbs on everything else and then come back like, oh and then the game mode comes out like, oh shit, we need to pull on Roy. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't pass any kind of logic for me. And if there is no game mode on coming in April, or no game mode, well, no, it's specifically in April, then they're gonna disappoint people because of the text and what you can infer. Because the interviews came out like last month as well, like everything lined up pretty damn well. If this is like, if they hint at everything and they don't deliver on anything, like in April, if all we get is like, Roy will now add bonds to everybody. Everybody will have like this extra little buff, and then oh, what the fuck? Anyways, the point was like it doesn't make any sense. So I definitely think it's for a new mode.
I mean, I guess we'll have to see in the end. I'm just saying it's not a directly, explicitly stated thing. It's only an implication that some
What does it
people are
even mean
drawing.
by new game content? Like, what could you think of? What would you even consider new game content then?
It's just a new effect that will apply to certain modes that's
Right.
secular from his arena effects, which doesn't really say anything to that. It can
Right,
be...
new modes is what you said.
No, it's just different from arena. It's not an arena-based buff, but
it's
it is a buff.
If it's different from Arena, where would you go with it? If not for a new mode, if it's already in the game, why not release it?
EA for raid.
Either raids is technically the most likely one, but if it were to be anything else, it would just be normal PvE content that can get expanded into other modes.
If
but
it
just doesn't
was
start
Eth-
there.
If it was Ether raids, they would have just released it. I just don't see the logic in that in withholding anything when you're selling a character.
The only way I could understand with them withholding is if they're doing a big major update and they really want to wait until FEH Channel to announce that.
Yeah,
change.
like if it's a big enough change to Roy, where it's like it can actually have a significant impact beyond just a normal update, because when Roy came out, it wasn't a monthly update sort of thing.
I also don't buy that because, look, you can't take something from a player and then reveal it later and say like, ta-da, celebrate. That doesn't work. People aren't that stupid. I've heard arguments for like, they removed the orbs from all these modes so they could put it into a new game mode. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. You're not.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's not how. You're not
That's
giving anyone
really-
anything. You just withhold it and then you gave it to them and you expect them to sell. That's the same kind of logic of Roy if it's not a new game mode, is what I'm saying.
I mean, again, it really just depends on how big it is, because because monthly updates don't happen with legendary banners. Monthly updates, because legendary banners are at the end of a month, not the start of a month. It's that sort of thing where it's like, if it's that big, you're not exactly going to be ready to put that out with just a regular, like, 6 megabyte update. But and not to mention it could use some touching up, but at the same time, it is still odd. Like, if I were to personally have done it, one thing I would have considered is having it so that you release the update that has that content and then releasing Roy. Even though it would be dangling content that doesn't do anything for that month, it would still be like, once you have them, you already have it going. Like, at the same, like, Roy and another legendary hero will be available at the end of the month. You can get it then, and then the effectively known. But at the same time, there's that 1 month window where it's just like, all this speculation where it really doesn't need to be.
Right, like, look, that just doesn't make sense in the long term. If you do this to players, it's like, imagine if Roy's ability works on something in the game right now, and you just held it off for an extra month or two. Why did you do that?
Again, it depends on how big it is. Sometimes it's something that takes a lot more to
If
work
this is-
with, but I don't know.
If this is ICE's way of building hype, they're doing a terrible job. You don't, like, that's like, that's so stupid. You take away something from a player, and then you give it to them at a later date, and then you want them to be excited about it. It's like, they can't be that stupid. There's no way. That's so, yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, enough about Roy. I mean, in April they have to do something. This is supposed to be a big month, and I hope they start out right tomorrow. But if they don't, then
Well, I mean, tomorrow is, yeah. I don't know. I given last year, I'm not expecting anything. Just the update, just the monthlies, and the voting gauntlet.
All right. Is there anything other subjects we were supposed to talk about?
Well, I'll tell you within the next 10 days, the update will happen, probably, because our next banner is on the 10th. For whatever they
Prediction
are.
for what the banner is?
I mentioned before, and I have a strong belief in Tellius.
That would make sense because we just got Yune, and it would make sense to release people from games she's associated with.
Yeah.
Like,
And like I said, there's 5 open spaces. Where Yune is allocated in the data, there's a gap between the unit before her and the unit she is for 5 different possible units, which is why I'm putting my speculation on that.
you know what's really interesting to think about? I'm not saying this is a dumb pattern I'm saying, but like,
What?
it's funny to think the last 2 legendaries and mythics we've had are Roy, well, not Duma. Sorry, Duma.
What?
But sorry, Atols. But
Lucy.
Roy came out
What?
before the Binding Wave banner. Then we have Yune
Yep.
coming out before the Radiant banner. So what
Yeah.
are they gonna do? Predict banners from mythics or legendaries? That's just
So in the backwards way, because
The
usually
it's-
before it was the legendary is based on a banner that preceded it. Like legendary Azura came from Adrift, or Harid came from Fire and Ice. or thinking a little further back, Ryoma came from whatever that Fate's banner was, Wings of Fate, I think it was.
Yes, it was.
The banner predicts the legendary, whereas now it seems like it's going in reverse, even though Duma just kind of came out of nowhere.
Sorry, Echoes, you won't get a banner for another 2 years.
Yep.
I am truly sorry for you, Echoes.
Honestly,
man.
the way
I'm
FEH
afraid
should have been is just that they gave out a lot more resources and then a lot more banners.
Funny thing
Oh, boy.
is, you know, like with all these spring banners, right? I know, you know, people come in and they join like, oh wow, there's so many spring banners.
Yep.
I like all these characters, but we still have the same. It's like orb deflation. We're getting less and less and less. I mean, just think about Nim's reaction to Hinata. He was ecstatic for Hinata, a common 4-star unit. who's been in
Comment
the
my
game
ass.
since-
Comment, no.
No. Okay. Someone. I'm sorry. I mean, he's been in the game since launch, but he's a very great fodder unit. I mean, the amount of orbs we get per month is actually ironically shrinking, but the amount of banners and the amount of fodder and the amount of like clogging of the pool has gotten significantly higher. So it's all ironic. Again, I don't know what's up with IS and irony, but they love it. They love drinking the irony juice.
Yeah, in February. Yeah, no, the past couple of months have definitely been a shrink. Before that, we were actually on a rise, but February, March, yeah, there's definitely been a shrink, and the banners still come strong, which is why I'm not like, unless we were to get like double the orbs, which, I don't really think I need more banners on my plate. I'll just say that
That's
right
Can't
wrong.
even pull Idun. We don't need any more banners
That's
for
so
you.
wrong. We shouldn't be like, we shouldn't be afraid of banners because we are gonna miss out.
Well, there's 3 new hero banners right now.
No,
Can't
no. My
put up
point
with that.
is they should be providing enough orbs where we can make a decent enough decision. I get it. We shouldn't have enough orbs to like pull for everything in the game. That's perfectly fine. But we're not anywhere close to that at this point.
I mean, the other thing is, pool gets larger, orbs remain somewhat the same, dropping in places, going up in places,
I don't know.
but not like. Well, January, December, and before that, we were actually going on an uptrend.
They have to do it for December and January.
And yeah, February was like a 50 orb drop from the anniversary changing its
You
ways.
can't imagine them dropping orbs on December. Like, what kind of chaos with that? And New
Well,
Year's
it was,
too.
like, yeah, it was better than last year's New Year's in December. That's the thing.
Okay, but I'm just saying like they couldn't possibly drop it at that point. It would be the worst possible point.
Yeah.
But once they got out of that, they seem to like have gone like taken back some orbs with what they did with dropping the orbs.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure with what this is.
Yeah, so for me, really, it just this month is crucial. It signals everything. It will tell you everything you need to know about how ICE treats the game. That's in my opinion. I want. So if this month, this golden week and everything, like if they release a new mode, Roy's Blessing makes perfect sense. We get a lot of extra buffs, extra goodies, and they add a new game mode that's fun. I don't know. That would be the best thing they can do, because if they don't do it now, when's the next time that they have something special?
Summer.
Exactly. It's so far away. It has to be now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they could put out a big update for a new mode whenever they wish, but summer would be like, this is when the next bonanza sort of thing happens. Like the May update, I'm not expecting to be particularly large. Could be, but I'm not expecting it. Any last thoughts?
If anyone is a new player watching this, which I highly doubt,
Always gonna be those people.
yeah. If anyone's a new player, or just getting into FEH, I highly recommend you start now, or if you haven't started, and you pull on this Mythic Banner.
Wait, this Mythic
Yeah.
Banner?
This Mythic Banner is really solid for new players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just pull for everything.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like, everything here is good to some capacity.
Except for Yune, Kappa.
All right. So what's our ending message for everybody?
Something about Yune?
Okay, I don't know if I have an ending message. I do have an ending question.
Okay.
Alright.
All right, for all you viewers out there, can you spot the difference between the golden ducky hat and the golden peach ducky hat. There is one diff.
Yeah.
What is
it's
this?
that-
Blue's Clues or Sesame Street?
Exactly.
I'll comment later and I'll say what the difference is. But I do want to know what everyone thinks the difference is.
Yeah, so leave that in the comments. Let us know what you think the difference is, and I guess
Also,
Ampz will
guys,
leave it out later.
But what's the reward for them? Like, if someone gets it, what's the reward?
Pat on the back.
There's always
Nice.
have
A
to be
heart
a
comment,
monetary
heart comment.
reward.
You got a heart comment.
Yeah, you can have
Alright,
monetary
heart on
rewards
the
for free to
comments.
play.
All right, well, good luck, guys, getting that. But yeah, this is another podcast. Hopefully next week we'll have something better to talk about when IS proves us all wrong and shows us what's up, that they know how to please players. Hopefully.
You really hope.